Mitchell S. Karnes Podcast with our host, Mitchell S. Karnes. Mitchell, holy cow, great book sale month, but it's because of doing live events. I think that going and meeting people live is so powerful, and they don't even know you, and you can talk about that story.
Yeah, and the posters behind me are great help for that, because when I went to Barnes & Noble, also to Landmark Booksellers, they put me by the door. So when people walk in, they see these behind me. And a lot of people just came up and said, okay, tell me about this. And book 3, which is on this side of me, that's the one that's really grabbed people's attention, The Cleansing, which is the new one. But what I found is when we engage people in talking about that, and just they wanted to start the series knowing it's a series, so I ended up selling more Watergrave than I expected. And so I ran out of those. And Johnson City, unlike Franklin, they all wanted to buy hardbacks. And since I haven't sold hardbacks to the other places, I didn't bring enough. So I'm learning from that as well. But it's just that one-on-one engagement. I had like candy canes sitting out there. And so offering those as the kids came in, and then the kids came by. So the parents were standing there and I had a chance to talk with them.
See, I love it. And that's the key, interacting with your fans. Mm-hmm. And then these people didn't know you from Adam. So what intrigued them about buying the book? Do you feel it was the cover? Do you feel it was how you were engaging? Or they never knew that there were really any Christian murder mysteries out there?
I think it was a combination of all of that. In fact, like people, I tried to engage them when they came in. They came back by to go, to check out. And I said something to them, nothing. As they walked out the door of Barnes & Noble, I just said, you all have a blessed day. And they stopped dead in their tracks and came back in and ended up buying one of each.
Just by saying that. See, that's called the engagement factor. And out of the people that came by, talk about that. How, like when they come into the Barnes & Noble, did they give you a second check, or did you have to kind of engage them too?
I engaged them. I welcomed them to Barnes & Noble. And if they paused for a moment looking at the posters, I said, do you like mysteries? I said, these are Christian mysteries. And then I said, it's a homicide mysteries based in Nashville. Of course, that both of these were in Tennessee. And so that was a big plus for me. And they stopped, and then they wanted to know more about it. And so I got an opportunity to share about the series that's going on, Abbey Rhodes. That seems to be a really big catch too, her name, and that it's a female protagonist. Drew a lot, because I would say probably 75% of the people coming through the bookstores are female.
The biggest buyers are women.
Yes.
And that's the thing that's the hardest part in this industry. So what your industry in is a difficult one, because you got to really know, like, and trust you, and you really have to appeal to women. And women have said such good things about your books, right? They can't. What kinds of feedback do you want to share with the audience? Because what we're also trying to do is help authors, right, Mitchell? We're trying to help authors really figure all this out.
Yeah, and even though it's a Christian story, and I explained to them the 6-book story arc of her redemption, I have 2 atheists that continue to engage me. They are identifying with Abby being pushed away from the church, having that resentment, but they're still in it. This is book 3, which has, quite a few scriptures throughout there, because the church scenes that she goes into, and they're still engaging in it. So identifying with someone who has struggled with faith, struggled with God, struggled with church, or the Christian who's just looking for something that's engaging, that's gritty, but it's clean. And I'm able so far to tap into both of those.
Yeah. And tapping into both of them, such an important thing, Mitchell, because you're that part. And what do you think you want women to get most out of, or your readers to get the most out of these books? To be entertained, first of all, but what else?
Yeah, and I have that entertainment level. If that's all you want, it's there. And if you just want to go through the mystery, that's there. And if you want to dig deeper, there's the emotional side, and that everybody struggles. I don't care if you're in a church and everything looks like it's wonderful and happy. That person behind the scenes is struggling with something, because we're all sinners and saved by grace. So what I want them to know is that God still loves them. Regardless of what they think about him, he still loves them. He's still searching for them. He's still open to them, like that prodigal son story. And if they want to come to him, if they want to turn to him, he's got those open arms ready. And that there are people around you that make mistakes, people around you that may proclaim to be godly and may claim to be Christians that aren't. But that's the handful versus the whole. And so don't just focus on the negatives. See that there are people also around that want to support you. When I used to do children's sermons, came in there with this big poster board, and I had one little blot of ink on it. And I asked the kids, what do you see? Everyone saw the blot of ink, the stain. And that's what we're trained to do in society. Look at the news, look at everything else we get on social media. We focus on the negative. We focus on the fault or the flaw in people when there's so much good in there and there's so much good to see. And so that's kind of all of what I'm trying to get at multiple levels through this.
Multiple levels, such an important thing, Mitchell, because what we're seeing is that this is really a powerful thing. This is really a powerful message, what you're trying to do. And you're entertained. And the series, you have a new update on the series. What's that update?
We just pretty much finalized all of the filming sites, finally got through the lawyer part, so they're going to start raising money for it. We had one of the companies looking at possibly buying it, so we'll see how that goes, but at least we got on their radar. They're discussing it this week, and so I'll see.
Exactly. And the best place we can go is mitchellskarnesauthor.com, right?
Yes. And please sign up for the newsletter. And please, please, please review the books.
All right. We appreciate it, Mitchell. Thanks again. That was the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show and the Mitchell S. Karnes Podcast, guys. Take care.